Hello. So we have returned. We're actually like continuing our playthrough. We're going through the Golden Grove, and just gonna make our way just all the way through. Because last we connected, we were trying to restore. What was it again?
Hope and prosperity to the forest.
Yes, 100%. We gained a familiar. That's what it was. We went and met
that was it was 7-Up, right?
Yeah. So that was
These guys
fun.
are cool though. I like the way they look.
Yeah, the enemy design gets pretty creative throughout the game so far. So far there haven't been like repetitions of enemies aside from like upgraded the evolved forms of them.
Right.
But they all differ from each other in a reasonable way. So that's pretty good. For this we got the sunflowers and overall just kind of like the late summer feel to it
You
all.
got the probably like less useless sunflora.
Oh, sunflora.
Poor thing.
Will forever be worthless.
It did get solar power, which made it kind of cool, but it was either got like chlorophyll with it or solar power. And you're like, well, do I want speed? Well, then I'm not doing any damage. And it's like, do I want power? Well, then I'm not hitting anything.
Yeah. That's rough going.
I've seen some people do really good things with it though. Pretty interestingly, like it does well as long as, but only obviously in PU.
Would it work better in doubles, just like with the support for a sun team, or probably not?
I don't think so.
Nah.
I don't think it has the defenses for it.
Okay, this is where I thought I was supposed to look for the berry. Well, because it looked like a Goomba, but it also looked like one of Drippy's kinds, and I'm like, wait, am I coming across as one of like
What do you mean,
races?
you people?
Right? It felt like fairy races.
I'm
And then you got like the pom-poms here, the most disgusting looking. Yeah, they look like those. What are those green like? They look like green foam pads, but they're like not scouring pads. They're like almost chalky feeling. Remember those? It's hard to describe.
I do not. I'm not.
Okay.
They remind. I don't like they just have that like, you know, Mike Wazowski look to them.
A little bit without the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is great.
Just for the entire time, just keep them off screen.
Oh yeah.
Just enough so you can just see part of their body.
Or they enter the battle and they just get killed instantly. It's great. Oh yeah, so like so 7-Up is definitely a mage type because you can see the developments and growth going toward magic attacks.
Good.
Which is good because the familiars so far have been physical. You got Mighty, who's like defensive and physically attacked. You got Thumblelemur, which is basically a high evasion and decent attack. But then you got 7-Up. Later on, like the other familiars you can get are just like it's interesting. One of them is just like high magic defense. Because I remember I leveled up once and they got like 10. I was just like, what? It was nuts. That's the Goomba.
That's the Goomba.
Go kill the Goomba.
Don't kill the Goomber.
You don't need a sword to kill the Goomba. You just jump on it.
You just. That was one of the things I liked about the Mario Superstar Saga games. It's like just the way that they dealt with the battle system in that game was pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
it was a very very active battle system.
I loved the puzzle solving of that game because it was just like, oh, you need to become smaller. Okay, we'll just take a hammer out and whack you with it, and you'll become short.
It was so weird.
And what was it that you had to do to like make them go tall again? I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't remember either. For some reason I feel like it just like. It was like stretching them out in some way, but I don't remember if that was it.
It's been too long, yeah. Man, it's sad that we'll probably never see another title like from that series again because what was the name of the company? It was the studio that made them. They went bankrupt.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
was
did
really
not.
sad.
I don't know. I don't remember what company that was.
Yeah, it was like
well, they made the one for the 3DS.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they had a couple.
Which one was
Bowser's
that?
Inside Story. No, it
yeah.
was.
Well, was there one after that?
No, it was Dream Team, the one where you go inside Luigi's head.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, because Bowser's Inside Story and Partners in Time were on the DS, and like there were 4 games in the series, if I recall correctly, and they were all really good, but like nobody bought them. It seemed like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame because the first one was so good. I loved it so much. And I remember playing the DS ones by pirating them for reasons that I mentioned earlier. Oh yeah, you got these guys. Inky with a C. His roly-poly attack.
Is it Incy? Like the Incy Wincy spider? Is that what it's going to become?
That could actually make sense. Yeah, call it Incy Wincy and then like Incy Wincy or something like that. Yeah. That's a fair point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, well, everything in this has been kind of like, you know,
puns.
Very
or...
like Mother Goose kind of thing.
Oh yeah, like children's nursery rhymes and that sort of thing.
Like Ding Dong Dell, and it all just sounds very Mother Goose.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fair point. I didn't think about it that way. I just keep thinking about the fact that there are so many animal-related puns. Like, you go to the Connartist in different parts of the game, and you're just like, how do you keep coming up with this? It's nuts.
It almost feels just so forced. Well, it does feel forced.
Sometimes it's forced, but I'm like, sometimes they get by me, and then I process it, and I'm like, what the? It's nuts.
That's good, though. It's good that it's not, like, super grating, because I feel like in a game like this, it can really get grating, especially because you have to talk to him so often.
Well, that's the thing. Like, with Connartist, sometimes it feels that way. It feels like I was saying, like, earlier today, actually. It's just like, in Community with Senor Chang, it's like, guilty as Chang. Then it's just like, that's not even clever.
No.
Just tired.
The gold one.
Oh yeah, I just ignore that until I get to the supercharged attack.
Supercharged.
Watch this. He's a maniac. It's great. That face. Look at that. Like, that's some Dragon Ball stuff right there.
It's very Trunks.
Yeah.
Except he didn't know the whole, sheathing the sword at the end.
Oh yeah, like with like catching it like by just like bending over to the side and letting it fall into his sheath.
Yep.
That took some practice.
I love how he made reference to that in the British series. It's like, took me a whole 3 months to get that one down.
Or when he's screaming internally when his mom hits on him.
Yeah, that's so good, yeah. But I love that. Like at the end of like this, it was was it like the finale of episode 60 when he went back.
Yeah.
And then
he has long hair. And
he was just like you hit on me when I when I went back, and she was just like, yeah, that makes sense. You are your father's son. And he was just like, no.
You're missing the point. Oh yeah, so we get to the ominous save point before the the clearing there, which is obvious RPG code for there's a boss fight coming.
Yeah.
This game is like painfully obvious about it because like save points restore your health.
Yeah.
So it does everything it can to provide you with ample warning, which is nice.
Right.
But in this one, so I went a little bit into the creature cage here because like I realized that I could actually like control the growths a little more closely by giving them different treats because you see the different increases.
Yes.
So like Lane has salted ice cream that boosts its evasion twofold. I stupidly went for magic defense on it because I didn't realize that it affects their fullness. And it's potentially a waste if you keep doing it. But yeah, straight to the salted ice cream is just like it gets one stat, and it's just like it's good. Also
Diabetes.
like RPGs and sea salt ice cream because they reference it in Kingdom Hearts, salty yet sweet, and I'm just like, I'd never heard of it.
Huh.
Right? Like, it's not a thing over here.
Yeah, it really isn't.
No. I'd like to try it.
Yeah,
especially because they keep showing it as blue. And I'm like, why is it blue?
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's kind of fun. See, this is where I sort of clue in as to what
the stats, right?
Yeah, to the stats. Buffs. Like, you feed Mighty Flan, which is great. I love Flan in real life, so it's just like, like...
My man!
But I don't think it helps with providing a defensive core, but... It adds bulk. There's that.
Yeah.
They all add bulk though in the end.
For real. Like none of that is actually food that you should eat if you're trying to bulk up.
You're just throwing it at your familiars, just fattening them up.
Diabetes.
It's like, that's not for you to improve. That's for you to be delicious later.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. We're killing and eating familiars. So yeah. Withered tree, Deku tree. So basically, the lake or the body of water that dried up in here, we're trying to rejuvenate it, but you know, this is where we encounter our first little connection with this motherfucker. So like this is the Guardian, and it looks a lot like the Guardian of the Wood. It's pretty cool. Like it actually establishes to me that like the Gladiator. That there's a bit of like an aesthetic similarity between different regional, not like dungeons, but you know there are like dungeons and then there are forests.
Yeah.
And this is like or other typical locales. So like with this one, because I've suddenly got a whole team of familiars, I kind of try to take a healthier approach to fighting them. But the problem is that like so many boss fights are typically you don't get status ailments off. But that was the first try, and I got it to fall asleep, which was awesome. But you attack it and it wakes up, so you have to get off a good attack. Right. So like that's the issue.
A lot of RPGs do that. Like if something's asleep and you attack it, it wakes up because that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
I know they did that in the new the Temtem game.
Yeah. But Pokemon still refuses to do that, and so sleep because it continues to be nonsense.
Yeah. The minimum 2 turns of sleep is just like
they need to call it just coma.
Right. Well, that's why they. I mean, in a lot, at least in the competitive scene for Showdown and stuff like that, you have the clause, right? So you can't put more than 2 Pokemon asleep per team.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. It's uncompetitive to have your whole team asleep.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Whereas the official Pokemon rules do not say that they don't care. They used to.
Yeah.
Pokemon Stadium 2, those rules used to have a sleep clause, and they also had an evasion clause too. And that's how Smogon adapted the rules.
Yeah.
They adapted it from Pokemon Stadium to Stadium 2.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
From the official rule set from that Pokemon used to have for it.
I'm curious what happened to like make them kind of ditch that.
VGC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, VGC.
Power gamers, basically.
Yeah, VGC changed everything for the way that Pokemon want to do things because VGC is their official format now.
Yeah.
So that's
how they literally like even Smogon acknowledges it like for certain tiers.
Yes, exactly. That's why they still do the 6v6 stuff. But they still have like a lot of the VGC stuff that they play on there, and a lot of the people who play VGC use Showdown as their way to test their teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, VGC changed the way they do because you can have 2 Pokemon asleep on a side.
Okay.
Especially because they didn't have any bans on like what Pokemon you can bring. So you could bring a Darkrai and Dark Void hit both Pokemon on both sides. On the side.
And they would just set them both asleep.
They're both asleep.
They're just fucked.
So they had to nix that for like and all the rest of the games after that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean Darkrai's gotten nerfed thankfully, but it's still dangerous.
Yeah. It's nice not having it in this generation.
Yet.
For now. And it'll be back obviously in
with the DLC.
That'll be in the winter DLC.
Yeah.
Or the fall. It might be. I'm gonna hold my breath on that because it might be like fall.
Yeah. But yeah, this battle's a bit of a slog because there's not too much like clever strategizing going on, just because I'm the only player character at the moment.
And it's just one enemy. I mean, and it's easy to kind of predict their after they start doing whatever their moves are. You can kind of get it after the first like 5 minutes of playing it.
This is right around when it gets interesting, but it's still just like it's basically a souped up same version of the enemy.
Yeah.
They ditch the weapon, they go berserk. It's just
Dark Nuts.
It becomes I thought it would be less defensive, or at least less physically defensive.
Bulky, but he's still a big dude.
He's a big dude. Frankly, I probably could have gone in with Mighty, or even tried with Thumblelemur, just because Thumblelemur would be able to just go nuts on it. But my thing was just like I didn't want to risk it. Plus, they have lower defensive stats. Like Mighty would have been fine, but Thumblelemur get a few hits on it, and they're freaking dead.
Yeah.
And the knockback is just hard to look past. So that's the trouble, because the Thumblelemur is a lot of fun. They get good hits off. See that? Like that's good stuff. But see how quickly the health drops, and it just feels less worth it. Although getting MP globes is kind of funny in that state. Oh yeah, so this is its special attack here. Go flip a ballistic! Oh. Yeah, please, please. And you can't defend with... So I had to like quickly change over and then immediately defend with Oliver and hope that it didn't, you know, finish charging. And like it keeps going and oh, it was scary. This right here. This is just Drippy coming in clutch by just doing this shit. It's that massive shield, just bam.
Look at Captain America.
Right? That's Captain Scotland.
Captain Drippy, man.
I should have gone like I could have
like,
done a
can
berserk
I tame
attack.
you?
Yeah, just go berserk with Thumblelemur and then go from there. But you know, hindsight is 20/20.
Gold.
Yeah, go for the gold basically.
I love gold.
And I see that, and I'm just like ah! And then this is the best part because this is how I finish the battle. It charges its final attack. I charge mine. I'm just like no. This is the first time I got to use this ability. And it's bad at you. The power of the sun in the palm of my hands. It was great. And that was that boss battle. It felt much more satisfying near the end, but it was definitely a slog for sure. But yeah, and that was like. Then we conclude, you know, what like fixing up the Golden Grove. And then from there we make our way to Alma Moon.
Nice.
It's pretty cool though. Like I got some good level ups out of it. Got a new familiar. Fought another boss battle that seems to connect this world of like guardian spirits, which is kind of neat. Especially because like their aesthetic is less goofy than a lot of the monsters that you fight in this game. Plus they get another piece of the bestiary, which is I love that touch with the series. And interesting fact, you get these tales of wonder that are just handed to you like piece by piece. And you actually have to read them in order to solve some quests. Like it asks you to be like, oh, this piece of lore. Like literally, I was solving this one, and I got messed up by the language of it. But it's just like, which is the third smallest between the prince, the lion, and the dragon of the east and the dragon of the west? And I kept thinking in my head the third biggest. So I kept saying, oh, it's the lion. Yeah. I'm like, no, third smallest. So like one of the dragons. Yeah. And then I got messed up because I was just like, wait, west or east? I thought east, but like the west was the one that had to get killed. It was a mess, but yeah, the west was the third biggest because it got killed by the east dragon. And I had to assume it was bigger because they could just take it down. Yeah. Plus, it ate the lion. So there's that. But yeah, from here we. I don't know what I was doing here. I think I was just staring at the map.
As you should.
Yeah. No, this might be where I actually cut off at the chapter. Yeah, this sounds about right. Because I had beaten the boss and I realized I was running up the clock a little bit. But yeah, with that we completed that chapter, got through the battle, and wanted to do a little backtracking. But yeah,
cool.
That's all there is to it. But yeah, we'll connect with you in the next chapter.
Yes.
From here, we'll actually get to Alma Moon, go into the desert, which is an interesting part. But for now, like and subscribe, tell your friends, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.
Bye-bye.